Welcome back, my Sneepsters. It is the Snee Big Dog here, and we are back for our third and final installment of how we got to the top 10. And if you look at this board here, I think there's a clear first pick. And it's not what first pick takes. They take this 8-4-3 because they want the ore. But if you look at this board, there's a ton of ore. I know it's all clumped up, but there's going to be at least 3 players who have really good ore. Maybe 4 if this 6-3-11 goes. So the first pick is actually this 8-4-10, which I take in second, knowing that, at the very worst, I'm getting like this 5-10-2. I might even get on this 6 ore. And if I get on this 6 ore, I have everything I need to play devs. I'm going to have the best wheat in the game, which is why this 8-4-10 is so much better than all of these other spots. You need wheat to do everything in this game. So if you can be the only player who has wheat on a low wheat board, it's really good, guys. Blue takes this 6-9-3, which I think makes sense, given the fact that like most of the good ore and wheat is gone already, and me and red are already kind of saying we're going to play dev games. I think taking the best roads makes a lot of sense. Black actually does something strange in fourth here. So, I'm thinking as fourth. If I was fourth here, I'd be taking like 6-4-11, 9-5-10, and try to trade for the wood, or I might take like 6-4-11, 9-4-11 if I think that this 10-3-11 might be open, and try to play like 4 city longest road. But fourth actually takes this 9-10-11 and this 6-5-12, which I don't even know, guys. And then blue, I think this makes a lot of sense as blue. Maybe the double wheat was actually better there for blue, but I think, just pointing out, getting your safe settles, building as blue with all 5 seems like a good strategy. And we get just this 6-3-11, and we have we have all of the wheat, and we have really good orange sheep too, guys. We have the best dev setup here. Even with red getting this insane race down here, we still get a really good setup, and we have a solid chance at devs. And on the first roll, a 6 rolls, and we are close to a city already. Red builds a road, going for the race. And on the next roll, another 6 rolls, and we've got a city, guys, and we just drop it like it's hot. What's up, baby? Do you want to commentate this video with me?
I thought I already was.
Well, I might cut this all out.
What's up, you guys? It's me, Beans. I snee backwards. And we're back at you with another game of Catan. How's that?
Doesn't she have a great impression of me, guys? And on the next roll, a 6 rolls for blue. We get 2 ore immediately collecting. Blue is trying to trade for sheep and wheat, but nobody's biting. And there's not much sheep and wheat on this board, so... On black's turn, they roll a 5, and they try to trade for wheat also. But again, I don't think anyone has or is wanting to trade, and they're also going for the race. So this is amazing for me, guys. I already have a city, and 2 of my opponents are fighting and for this spot. And this is kind of why what like black did. It's smart, right? Because they thought, oh, these spots are going to be open, and I'm going to have wooden brick. But... it's just too slow, guys. It's just too slow. It's too greedy, and I think black really needed to just take production here. 9-5-10, 6-4-11, or 9-5-10, 6-3-11, or something like that. On red's turn, they roll a 4, which gives us a little wood ski. They try to trade their ore for sheep, and nobody bites. On our turn, we roll a 10. All right, we're collecting the sheep. Boom! Big 3 on blue's turn, and they've got 11 cards, and they actually managed to drop the city here. So, kind of scary. I'm thinking blue's our main competition at this point. A 4 rolls. We're on 7 cards, so luckily nothing rolls there. A 5 on red's turn, giving them the settle, and they plow black, and, black got too big brain with it, and now red has like a really insane setup. So I'm thinking here, I just want to buy devs and probably block this 4 on red and blue and just slow down their dev. On our turn, we roll a 7, and I say or non-block, looking for the other city. Red says yes, black says okay, and so does blue. So I block the 4, and I steal, and I get an ore anyway. And here, I'm going to trade the wood for the ore with the deal and collect my extra ore. I don't need the wood. I don't have brick. You know, it just gets stuck in my hand. So it's a good trade for me anyway. Now I'm trying to trade the wood for the sheep to try to get 2 devs, but no one bites. So I decide over the 1 dev here, I think I just want a city, my other wheat source. And I didn't mention it earlier, guys, but the reason why I citied this city is just because I need ore parity with red and blue to be able to buy devs. I'm always going to be able to trade this wheat, so I don't need more of it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to, like, roll 2 8s and have 4 wheat and then give, you know, red and blue a bunch of wheat for some ore. I just want to have the ore when it rolls. And now we got another city, though. So we drop it, and we're cooking. We are cooking. 12 rolls on blue's turn, giving black a wood. Let's go. They actually need that wood. It's a big 12 for them. And on black's turn, they roll an 8. And that gives us the wheat we need to pop again. And black drops a road to the wheat port, which doesn't do anything for them. I think they should probably should have gone to the 5, 10, 2. Red rolls a 7. Unfortunate. And we're definitely getting robbed here. And we lose the sheep, which sucks because now we can't dev. And on our turn, we roll a 6, but it's blocked. And we try to trade for the sheep here. I'm even offering, you know, wheat and wood for the sheep here, but nobody bites. I just want to clear my hand and dev. And we just pass here. Blue rolls a 6, but it's blocked. A 5 rolls on black's turn, giving red and black brick. Black is offering brick for wheat here, and I ask for brick and sheep for the wheat. And then, you know, I'm kind of thinking like this is too greedy here. I don't produce brick. I should just trade 1 for 1 for it. So I do, and give black their settlement. It's okay, they're on 3. And now we've got a road. Another 3 rolls, and I'm glad I traded my wheat now. Red is trying to trade the sheep for wheat and an ore, as if I'm giving a wheat and an ore for the sheep. Ridiculous. And then they're trying to give the brick for the wood. And I actually say yes to this because accumulating 2 brick in my hand is really good. It means like I can, you know, or that's the other brick that I need to settle. But red ends up taking the trade with blue here and builds their settlement. On our turn, we roll a 5. Doesn't really help us, and so we just drop our road. I decided here to go to the brick port. The wood port doesn't do anything for us, and neither does the brick port really. I mean, the wood port is technically better because I can at least port this 4, but the brick port is just tripling up my 8, which is my advantage on this board, guys. The wheat is my advantage on this board, and so I'm leaning into that. A 6 rolls on blue's turn, and they build a road to their 3-1. Black rolls a 2 and passes. Red rolls a 5. Man, this 5's been rolling, and everyone just passes. On our turn, we roll another 7, and I ask for sheep, extorting every time. Black says 0, so does red, and blue says for wheat. I stole from red. I didn't want to give blue the non-block here, but I thought I could probably get the trade anyway. Even if I block the 4, it doesn't really hurt blue that much. So they asked for 2 wheat, and I counter by offering like both the wheat and the ore for the wood and the sheep, which gives me the settle. And then blue wants 2 wheat for that, and I say yeah. And I just take my settle. It's one of my hardest objectives to achieve as the OWS player. Nobody's bought devs yet, and I have 2 cities, the most wheat on the board, and comparable ore. On blue's turn, they use the wheat we gave them to city again. A 6 rolls on black's turn, and they try to trade for wood, but nobody's giving it to them. Black's just having a rough game. We roll a big 11. We got another city. And then on our turn, we roll a 9, which doesn't really help us. I'm trying to trade for the sheep here. You know, I can just drop the other city on the 8, but getting a sheep and being able to... I just want to, like, get ahead on army now. You know, I'm at 5 points. All I need to do is get army, get a couple VPs, get a road builder to settle again. You know, there's lots of stuff I can do here. So I managed to get the wheat for sheep trade off with black. And actually, black and blue were both accepting this. So, of course, I'm trading with black. They're much weaker than blue. And we get our dev off. And it's a knight. Perfect. Blue rolls a 9. And they're trying to trade for sheep also. So, lucky we sniped that. And they just end up building a road to the 8 and a road down to the 3-1 on the 11. So they're looking to get on my good wheat. Black rolls a 3. Now we just need a 10 for the double pop, baby. And black drops a city, so, you know, they're doing all right. Red rolls a 7. And blue and red both have to discard like 4 cards here. Blue discards most of a city. And red discards 3 brick. And I say non-block for non-block red, I've got a knight. So I'm using my dev cards here to prevent myself from getting stolen. Not only does this knight, it protects me twice, right? Like I can get a non-block here, and then I can also move it off of me if someone puts it on me later. So I'm doubling the value of my knight. That's why this deal here, this non-block for non-block when you have a knight, is a really good deal to try to get. And I get it off with red. I say deal. And blue gets robbed. They're offering wheat for ore, but nobody bites, and red just devs. On my turn, I roll a 7, and I'm asking for ore from black. I know here that blue still has a little sheep because they just rolled it on the 3. So I'm robbing them no matter what, and I'm just trying to get value. Black says now, and so I just solo the 11 and rob from blue. And we roll a 4 on our turn. So we got another dev, and we get another knight. Pretty easy, guys. We roll an 11, and we block blue's 11, so that's massive, this block here. And blue offers the ore for the wheat, and I just say yes because, you know, this gives us rolls for double pop. I'm ahead here. Like, I can afford to trade with blue and put them on my 8. 3 rolls again. Maybe I didn't need to take that trade. Whatever. And black buys a dev. Red rolls a 4. So now at least we got a 4-1. I use my knight, and I'm robbing blue here again because they've got a ton of sheep, but we don't get it. And on our turn, we roll another 8. So huge hand, guys. What would you do with this hand here? So, you know, we could just like port 2 4-for-1s of wheat and wood down for devs. I mean, maybe this justifies taking the wood port earlier, but man, I mean, this 8 is good because I've been able to trade my wheat a lot. So I offer this 2 wheat for this 2 sheep, and I get a trade-off with blue. I get a sheep. That saves me 4 cards. So I buy a dev, and you know, then I offer it again, like wheat for sheep, and I end up just 4-for-1ing down for another dev. And so now we've got army, and in that process, we got a VP too, guys. So we're already on 8, and we're just miles ahead. miles ahead of the rest of the board. We can city for 9, and we're just going to be popping for the win. We roll a 10, giving us sheep to pop. And on this turn, blue buys 2 devs, so that's very scary. But, you know, we've already almost got army. It's too late. Black rolls a 7. A 3 rolls again, giving blue a bunch of sheep and me a bunch of wheat, and red buys a dev. On our turn, we roll a 4, and I'm offering 2 wheat and a wood for 2 ore, just trying to city again. And in the end, I just use my knight, looking for either the ore or the sheep. And I know that that's mostly what blue's hand is, so I steal from them, and I get another dev off. That gives me my 4th knight, so no one's ever getting it. And I just dev again, because I need this. I'm looking for this last VP so that I can just city for the win, or like a road builder or a yop to get a settle or something like that. I'm not going to like hold here on 8 cards for the city, or port down 4 of my wheats for a road when, you know, red's got 2 devs and they could just plow me no matter where I go. That could be a huge waste of resources. A dev is always good. A knight gives me a card back when I play it, right? So it's really like, you know, it's better than just wasting resources, is what I'm trying to say. Blue uses a knight, and they rob us, stealing our wood. They roll a 2, and they try to trade the sheep for the wheat, but nobody's biting. A 6 rolls, giving us some ore, so, you know, we can always drop a city. Black is trying to trade the brick for the wheat, and blue offers this counter trade, wood sheep for brick wheat, which I actually think is probably pretty good for both of them. But in the end, black just ends up 4 for winning down for a wheat and buys another dev. So everyone's popping now. Red uses their knight, and they rob us. Luckily, they steal the wood, and then they roll an 8. Oh, man, blocked. So brutal. Red buys a dev. We unblock our 8, and we block this 5. You know, I was thinking about just like going back to the well and blocking the 4, but I do want to give like red a little bit of more love too. Honestly, I was just kind of scared that like red might be able to take road and win that way somehow. On our turn, we roll an 8, and bam. So I try to trade the wheat for the sheep, and no one's trading with me, so I just pass. Blue rolls another 12. Huge roll for black. And blue is trying to trade for the wheat. They use the road building, and they go to the sheep port, taking road and putting them on 7. And I'm like, man, I should have blocked blue. That was a mistake, blocking the 5. And blue buys a dev, potentially putting them on 8 with me. A 5 rolls on black's turn, and I'm kind of kicking myself. A 2 rolls, and red passes. Here, I decide, like, you know, I just want to block the person who's, like, my main competition from winning. And I know that blue has some ore, because the 6 rolled. So I block him here, but I miss, and I get the wood. And we roll another 11. And, you know, I could, again, drop the road, but you guys know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to pop for some utility. I'm going to pop for a road builder or a mono or a yop. We get a yop. It's pretty good. Another 8 rolls. So we've got a city for 9 with the yop now. And blue tries to trade for a brick to extend their road. But they use the road building. And now I'm like, okay, well, I don't think anyone else is ever getting road. I think blue has like a huge lead on road right now. So, and I've taken army. So I think effectively it's just me versus blue at this point. Black rolls a 7. And they hit our 8 and they rob from us, which sucks. They use their yop for 2 bricks and they road settle, plowing blue. Red rolls a 7 and they block the 6 and they rob us, which makes sense. but luckily they steal a wood. They use a knight, and they reblock the 8, and this time they steal a wheat, which hurts. And they manage to get another city, so, you know, red's not out of this yet if they have a VP. On our turn, we roll a beautiful 10. Beautiful. And we dev, and we get a mono, guys. And now I'm thinking, well, we're pretty close. Like, here I just decide to use the Year of Plenty to dev again. I just want to go for another VP. You know, like, there's not that many cards left in the deck, and a lot of the knights are out. We get another mono, guys. It's absolutely insane, and I just pass. I just pass immediately because I don't want anyone to know what I've got. An 8 gets blocked, and I'm thinking, you know, even with 2 monos, like, it can be tough here if we don't use these correctly, but we know that we can use one for a city and one for a road settle or some pops or something, and I think that there's probably still VPs in the deck here. We get our wood stolen, and black buys a dev. A 4 rolls. On our turn, we roll an 8. And, you know, I look at the card counter over here, and I see that there's at least 6 ore, and I say, that's good enough for me. And I just drop my city. I could pop again for the win here, but it's easier just to hold. You know, like, I might want to use this ore to port down for like a brick or something to get the road settle, or I might want to use it to pop a bunch of times, so I don't want to port it down just yet. So I hold here, and an 11 rolls. Blue tries to trade for the brick. A 6 rolls. We've got a ton of ore and wheat, guys. And black buys a dev. Red uses a knight, and they steal one of the ores from us, and then they roll a 10. And honestly, anything wins here, guys. I can steal the sheep for a road settle. I can steal the wood for the road settle. But on our turn, we roll a huge 5, putting 7 brick on the board, and we rip the exact resource that we need to win. All of the brick, and that's how we made it into the top 100. The easiest game of your life. GG, y'all. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in this next clip here. Here's the dice stats for ya.